All right, we're back here at Gamma, live from Bally's in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Big Rick, and I brought in Talon from Catalyst Game Labs to talk about one of their new games coming out later this year.
Yes. So the game is called 0 Day, and it's really, really interesting the fact that it's going to be our first game that is part of the Shadowrun universe that is not inherently tied to the RPG. So we've got some beautiful artwork on our cards here on the mega corporations, which we're really excited about. Completely just blows us away on how well these came out, and we're really happy with it. And it's interesting the fact that we can keep all the flavors of Shadowrun in a small card game that this is. Like, this is going to be something like less than 50, 60 cards or something like that when it finally comes out, and this looks fantastic.
So if somebody is already a fan and familiar with Shadowrun, they're going to recognize some stuff to this.
They're definitely, if nothing else, they're definitely going to recognize the corporations that we have here. They're going to recognize Renraku and Seder Krupp, and they're going to love or hate either one of them.
Sure.
So.
All right, so you said that this is not a typical card game, and it doesn't go directly to the RPG. So what is the mechanics that we're dealing with here?
So unlike most cards, which it looks like there's a lot of cards on the table, it's not a deck builder game or anything like that. It's a 1v1 card fighting game. And we have each a separated deck, each with its own separate type of colored cards, purple, red, blue, and the yellows here, which are actually a separated color outside the game, which are really easily, shuffle these up. These are your 12 cards to the game. This is it. This is all you have to fight with.
All right.
Now, normally you just shuffle these up. We draw a hand of 4. We get to see exactly, not each other's at least, because we're all trying to plan, but we get to see, get some variation in color here, I guess. There we go. We get to see, exactly what we are going to play, but just not the opposing opponent. And I go, cool, I got 2 purple, a blue, and a red, which is Sneak, Decryption, and Exploit. And we got some cards out here that actually are protecting these corporations specifically.
Okay.
And the way that we play it is really simple. I have my hand hidden, you've got your hand hidden, and I go, okay, my turn, I choose to play Decryption.
Okay.
Now, I don't have to just play the one card. I can play all of the Decryption cards that I have in my hand, or strategically choose to keep or save some depending on how I want to play the game, knowing that I'll eventually see more of those pop up on the actual deck itself.
Okay.
So I go, cool. I discard to my discard 2 of the Decryption keys, and I put 2 of my green colored tokens, you can be purple, on the purple icon, because I can't play them to the blue or red because I only played a Decryption key.
Okay.
Now, some of these data points have different abilities. I'll go ahead and swap this one up here, since usually you only play with 3 at a time. And this one has a 5 in the bottom right hand corner, 5 and 7. And this tells us when we get to break through into a corporation.
Okay.
Because the only way that we can actually get to the corporations themselves is if none of the same color data point is up on the field. So if I have purples and blues in my hand, I can only play it to the data points that are protecting the corporations. But let's say I had red in my hand right now, which I shifted off the board, I can directly start hacking the corporations because they no longer have the Masquerade Firewall up on the field anymore, in which case we can start really, truly earning our points up here.
Okay, nice. So if it were my turn, because would that be the end of your turn?
That would be the end of my turn, actually. So because I have less than 3 cards, I would draw 2.
Okay. And
that would end my turn to go ahead and allow it to pass to you.
All right, so if I play 2 exploits, I can play on the blue too.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I do.
Yeah, so then you have 2. So the way that we actually finally break these data points is really simple. It's that 5 in the bottom right-hand corner actually signifies a lot of things. It's the points you actually earn for breaking that data point, because we're earning some new yen and stuff along the way as we play. We're hacking to other people's bank accounts, siphoning here and there.
Sure.
So those 5s and that 7 actually represent additional points that we earn for breaking that. Now, if I had actually kept one of these purples from before, and let's say I had 3 purples, I could actually choose to play purples again. I go 2 data points, and I can actually try and subvert on your attempts to actually take that data point. Now, it doesn't really mess with you right now, but instead of a break point of 5, that would be completely you would need 3. Now it's only a break point of 1. So now if either one of us gets there first, we get to just steal that point away from somebody else.
Interesting.
So you could try to do the same thing. Now, it's not really a smart idea on my part to do that. I really want to continue moving forward with exactly what I need So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I actually am going to try and sneak out a way. So we have no red on the field, so I have my sneak here, my great Firefox sub-logo, AR World. And I'm going to choose to try and, let's go for, they're all kind of sitting. You know what, I'm going to go for the 5. At 1 sneak, I'll put 1 and actually get 1 little bite out there. And I can only do that because there's no red protecting these corporations right now.
Okay.
And that's basically the whole overview on that.
Okay.
So we're fighting back and forth. We're breaking data points and earning the money from that. And eventually we're sliding through and actually getting to the corporations themselves to slowly start ripping out the data that we need.
Okay.
Now, once any one of these has actually hit capacity, so let's say I earned this data point here, we actually break this data point and it gets removed. I actually take this card, take all of my data tokens back, and I score this later on in the game as 5 points.
Okay.
Now, and then that means that a new one would rotate up now. So if this red rotated back up, we're back at an impasse of we can't actually affect a corporation because we have 3 colors out there right now.
Okay.
Now, as you can see, one that we haven't talked about is a defeated or a winner text. So some cards have additional rules because there's ways that we can duke it out and fight. So prior, let's say I had actually come and fought with you. I only had 1 blue at the time, so I placed it there and you placed 2. Which means that we've got 2 more tokens, and I ended my turn because that's all I could do of doing that. Do you have 2 more blues to play at all or anything like that?
I don't.
No. So let's say you're playing 2 more blues again.
Okay.
And you go ahead and you throw your 2 purple tokens out there, and you win this.
Right.
So there's something that we have over here that we haven't really talked about, which is these fun little nodes of information, things that we find throughout the matrix. Who knows what it could be, but it could be useful and, more importantly, you know, as blackmail later on. We never know. So these are actually randomly assigned. So from these random ones, I would go and just toss these out, 1 for each one out here. And they each represent a different form of currency that we can collect that could potentially score us some stuff later in the game. So this is where some really good strategy comes in of being a winning hacker and a losing hacker. So you actually break this, so you actually get to score this card.
Okay.
You get to take all your tokens back. And my 1 poor little measly token means nothing. It just goes away.
Okay.
But what happens is, because you got to keep this card to score, and the token that went along with it, we have some really fun after effects that really make you think about whether or not it's better to win or to just lose to fight another day.
Okay.
So something we have here are cards that allow you to get additional points based off of those tokens. So maybe because I lost, I go, well, that's 5 points for him, plus potentially, you know, maybe 1 more depending on what you get. And I really think that I'm in a bad position and I'm going to lose a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and do data cubes in my areas scored an additional 2 points, which comes from fighting on the mega corporations and losing. So I know I'm losing a war, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm out of the fight. So I get to pick one of these really cool effects to come, you know, you might have gotten through the passkey and taken the node away from me, but I'm coming out with some secret blueprints, and I'm going to, you know, bank on these for later to earn my points.
Nice.
So I can start, even when losing, I can strategically lose on purpose just for the fact that I want some of these cards. Or I can be more aggressive and try and push for the initial points and just make sure that my opponent can't rack up too much of a loss to then make it a win. Which makes it, you know, really quick, really fast. It's like 5-10 minutes, really. I'd probably say more around 10, you know, really fighting it out. That you really need to experience, you know, a real, you know, what 2 hackers would really be going at it. Trying to steal and take and, you know, profit off of this data from the mega corporations.
Yeah, we don't want to crash and burn. That was a hacker's reference there, ladies and gentlemen. So in the end, once this hits the market, how many cards total are going to be a part of this? And I know that these tokens will look a lot different. Obviously.
Yeah, the tokens themselves will look completely different, and I believe these tokens here will look completely different. These were just kind of what we did to make them look pretty at the moment. I believe there's going to be 8 mega corporations, and I believe we have a total of, I think it's like 30 cards or something like that. Okay. This is going to be a very much a smaller game that we're actually really happy about, because we've been wanting to look for a smaller game that has the Shadowrun license on it for a really, really long time, and just haven't really succeeded in doing so. So the fact that we've been able to find this entirely has been a great achievement for us that we are really excited about to, you know, look forward to what people think about the gameplay and how they feel. Is it Shadowrunning enough? Is it not Shadowrunning enough? Which will definitely help us work on other board games and other projects that we really want to do for Shadowrun.
Nice. Now, when did you say that this should be on the shelves or available?
I believe it's going to be available in July.
Okay.
So just in time for Gen Con for those of us who actually attend and go. So it should be available I'd probably say near the mid of the month or something like that.
Okay.
You know, make sure you get it to the warehouse, let it get out to the stores and get in first for people to buy and look at. So but yeah, I'm pretty sure we're thinking July.
All right. Just for those of you that are watching, and I've showed this a couple times. This is next month's GTM, and Shadowrun Zero Day is the cover artwork. Artwork on this is beautiful, just like the cards. They have really amazing artwork. So if you guys are interested in this, or you're a fan of the Shadowrun game and the mythos behind all that, very Johnny Mnemonic, if you will. Check it out. Let your local game shop know that you have an interest in this and you'd like to order it, so that when it becomes available, they can let you know that you can do your pre-orders, and they'll know that it's the best time to stock that item.
Yeah.
And it definitely helps. There's another game you guys have that you're working on. We can't talk about it.
No.
As soon as they get everything locked down, we will be announcing that to you guys as well.
We'll be super excited for that.
Yeah, I did play a little bit of it at Toy Fair, and for anybody that knows me, they know that is my genre.
Yeah.
That is my jam, and I can't wait to announce it when we can. Talon, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me
Appreciate
here.
it.
Really appreciate
and again, everybody out there watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing this stuff as well. So please do that. Share it on all your social media. Again, we're here live at Bally's for Gamma Trade Show. This is Game Trade Media, and I'm Rick, and this has been Talon.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you guys again soon.